Hey, I know a lot of people get all twisted out of shape about getting book sales on Amazon or wherever your book is listed, but it's not just about book sales, okay? So, I want to teach you how to turn your book into a lead generating machine to make money with other ways besides just selling onesies of your book. So, I'm going to walk you through about 3 ways today to do that. So, let's go in. I'm Melanie Johnson. I'm one of the owners of Elite Online Publishing, where we make our authors number one bestsellers and teach them how to use their book for their business and grow their brand. So, if you're looking for a publishing company that does that, we're the ones to hook into. So the first thing is, which you might think is, oh my gosh, why would I ever do that? The first thing is to give your book away. What? I'm trying to sell my books, Melanie. I'm not trying to give my book away. But yeah, it's give your book away. So this is how you can use it for lead generation. You don't have to give your whole book away if you don't want to. So let's start with your website or landing page. So you can give the first chapter away, the first two chapters away. You can give part of the audiobook away if you want, so they get a sample, or you can give the whole book away. So the object of this is to give it away and have them leave their name, email, and phone number. I always say get all three things. You can just say name and email, but it's all about growing your list. The money is in the list. When people sell their companies, they want to know how big their list is, not just what's on social media, because social media can go away. You can get canceled tomorrow on social media. I've had friends, many friends, who their Instagram accounts got taken down, their YouTube accounts got taken down, but your email list you will always, always have. So that's the most important thing to grow. So use it on your website, use it to as a lead magnet to give it away. You can use it at speaking gigs and giving it away. You can use it for, gosh, at conventions. You can give a link to give your book away. I'm going to be speaking in a couple weeks, and I'm going to have a QR code that people can sign up. Anyone in the audience can sign up to get the book. Because generally, when I speak, I am not getting everybody's emails and contact information in the audience. So that's a great way. If you're speaking or you're at a convention and you're trying to get people to come into your booth, you can have when they come in, hey, I'm talking to you. Let me give you a free book. So that is a great way. So I have written down here, I've got your website, your opt in, conferences. Oh, another great way. I almost forgot. Give your book away at podcast. Oh, my hair is goofy there. So give your book away. When I'm on a podcast interview, I also give a link to my book to give it away for free to the people listening, but then I also give it to the host so they can send it out to their list. So generally, if you're doing it at a podcast, it'll be in the podcast in the show notes. But if they want to send an email out like, hey, I have a free book for you, versus you're going to get more people that way because not everyone may listen to the end of the podcast or they may not look at the show notes. So invite your podcast host to give it away. Hey, send an email out and give my book away to all of your list. So let's say they even have 100 people, but they might have 10,000 people that now you're being shared with. So open rates on emails can go anywhere from 5% to like 40%, depending how robust and the fan following is of that person. But just think of increasing your list by 1,000, 50 people, 100 people, 2,000 people. That's huge. So I would say use it as a lead magnet that way. It doesn't decrease the value of your book. Well, doesn't that decrease the value of my book online? No, not at all. So I think that's very, very important to be able to do that because you can, if you're using that strategy, I would see keep your book at a high price. So then it has a really high perceived value versus doing like the 99-cent ebook. Now, if you just want to get your book in as many hands as possible, keep your ebook as least expensive as possible. So more and more people get the content and get the book if you're trying to drive them to another product or service. All right, so the next thing is send a physical free copy. So if you're trying to get your foot in the door and trying to get new clients, I would say send mail from Amazon or send an autographed copy right from the mail yourself. It'd be a little bit more money to do it that way because you have to pay for shipping twice. But if you have a high-end client you're trying to get the foot in the door, go ahead and send them a physical copy of your book because it's not going to go in the trash. The package is going to get opened for sure. A secretary or assistant is not going to open that package. And someone who gets a book is a high perceived value. They're like, wow, I got a book. Oh my gosh. They're going to thumb through that book. I can't tell you, whenever somebody has gotten a book, 100% that I've done my own little study on this, they open it, they look at the front, they look at the back, they thumb through it. They might grab part of one of the chapters and read a little bit of it. That's the least they're going to do. But now you've got their attention. And the other thing is, they don't throw a book away. That's going to sit on their counter, on their desk, and they're going to be looking at it periodically. I love telling the story. There was an author who sent a prospect their book, and they put the book on their nightstand. So the book sat there for a year. The guy never opened the book up. But after a year, well, I should say he probably thumbed through it. But after a year, he never read the whole book. He called the author and said, "Listen, I've been staring at your book for a year. I want to do business with you." So that's the power of a book. It stays around, people see it, and other people that come to their home or office may see it and ask questions about the book, or they might even give it away to someone else that could be a future client of yours. Now, if you want to step this up, you can even send it like to the top three department. You can send it to the CEO, the CFO, the CMO, the COO. You could send it to the whole C-suite. You could send your book. So they're all going to be talking about you if they all have it. And then if you want to go a step further, you can send it to everyone in the whole company. Could you imagine everyone in the whole company getting your book? Now, a book that's sent, you don't even have to do it individually. You could just do it with right from Amazon. You can send 200 books to the same address to all these individual people are going to get your book. Wouldn't that be crazy? Everybody in a whole office gets your book, and people are going back to work now in their physical office. So I think that's pretty darn cool. So that's the second way. So the third way is to use it for speaking and to bundle your book. So let's say you have a course or you have a product, you can throw the book in for free. So it's like, oh, I want to buy your consulting. And you know what? If you buy my consulting, I'm going to give you my book on top of it. Oh, I'm running a special, when you buy my course, I'm going to include my book in it. So it's an added bonus that you can use for a consulting gig, for a speaking gig, for a course, for anything that you're selling. You can throw the book in for free. It's also a great leave behind. I was just looking for turf for my company, one of my company's offices over here. Anyways, I wanted some artificial turf. And one of the guys gave me a brochure, but I thought, wouldn't it have been great if he gave me like a book about their company, their story, not just about turf. Like, I don't really want a book about turf, but if it was their backstory of how they created their company, and then put in some testimonial stories in there of, how people had transformed their backyard and their life, that they didn't have mud coming in their house anymore, that would be really cool. And I wouldn't have thrown it out, but I did throw the brochure out. So think about a leave behind thing. I also went to get my eyes checked the other day. And when I walked in, they gave me a little booklet. So I didn't keep their booklet because I didn't have any problems with my eyes. It was all about all the problems you might have with your eyes. And thank goodness, thank God I didn't have anything. I thought maybe I had something. But I was thinking, wouldn't it have been great if that book was a little bit more robust instead of a booklet? And again, it had stories about the doctor there and his philosophy and his story of how he got started and his background, his bio, all of those different things. And they published it on Amazon, because then when I looked him up, I would have seen, oh my gosh, this guy has written a book about all his specialties about eyes. I would have been more prone to go to him and been more confident about going with him. I was trying to look for retinal centers, and I'm like, I don't know who to go to. I'm not sure which one. Well, if one of them popped up that they wrote the book on it, I would have been like, I'm going to see that guy. He's written the book about it. I know he's an expert because he took the time to become a published author about the subject. So that's a great way too. So let's just review real quick. We've got the give your book away for free, give it away as much as you can, all part of it. And remember, you can do an ebook, you can give a physical book, you can do the audio book. On the ebook part, we recommend doing a flip book. It's great because it makes it like this miniature book. We do that for our authors. where you can just flip through the book and you can get it on any device. I think that's a great, great thing. And then, you can send physical copies to get your foot in the door. You can send the physical copies with a note, a personal note, tell them to turn to a certain page and have them contact you with a call to action. And then you can bundle the book with other offers and products and services that you have. So keep all that in mind. I hope this helped. I hope you got some great ideas. If you're struggling writing a book and need help, we do a VIP book creation day that gets you kickstarted with 6 to 10,000 words. We have ghostwriters and editors, and we do full publishing of all 4 formats: ebook, paperback, hardback, and audiobook. And we do full marketing for all of our authors as well. We have different marketing packages. So reach out to us at eliteonlinepublishing.com. Leave us messages in the comments. Happy to answer any questions you might have. And if you want to write a book, fill out our author submission form, and we'll see you next time. Keep writing, everybody. Have a great day.